This video is going to be about finding niches for the craft paper pad niche. That also is the scrap paper niche. They're pretty much the same thing. So let's go ahead and get started with my first tip, and that's just going on YouTube. So if you type in craft paper pad niches, or you could even do scrapbook paper niches, then there's a wide range of videos that will show up from different YouTubers. And one of these videos here, this one's actually mine, but there's other YouTubers that are posting about it as well. So you can just go through all these different videos and try to gather some niches from there. So that's one way to do it, and that's free. So first I'll be showing you the free ways to do it, and then I'll be showing you how to find niches with Publisher Rocket. So the next one is just going to Amazon.com, and you definitely want to do this in the incognito tab, but for this video, I'll be doing it in the regular tab. It's just easier for me. Just sometimes it will actually change what your results are depending on your previous search history. So if you're logged into your Amazon account or you use Amazon quite a bit, then you may get different stores or different results depending on what you've already searched. So that's why it's better to do the incognito tabs. That way you kind of get like an unbiased view at different niches, keywords, things like that. So you want to download the AMZ suggestion expander, and that's just a free Chrome extension. All you do is Google AMZ suggestion expander and it will come up. So it's right here, and you just download the free Chrome extension. So you could just type in really anything you want, but if you do scrapbook paper, then all of these different suggestions will come up, and it will have keywords before, keywords after, and there's even more here. So scrapbook paper with ladybugs, scrapbook paper with dogs, and you could type in like one letter and see what comes up. So music, mushrooms, Mother's Day, maps, modern, and just keep going down the list until you find one that you really like. And just make sure whatever you pick is not copyrighted. So again, just make sure you're doing the correct checks and ensuring that you're not breaking any rules. And you can do the same thing for craft paper pad. So if I type in craft paper pad, and I can do the same exact thing that I was doing. So just type in a letter and kind of just see what shows up. I don't find there to be as many for craft paper pad, which is why I typically do scrapbook paper instead, but everybody's different. I definitely have both, but this is just another way that you can do it. So I already have some open that I was looking up. So this one is scrapbook paper ice cream, and it has a low niche score of 25, but I just wanted to do a reminder that you can't always trust the niche score, and this is just supposed to be a guide for you, so you definitely always want to double check. So let's see if this is actually something that's good to get into. So that BSR rank is 922,000, which is pretty high, so probably not the best. That means maybe like a sale in a month or something like that would be my guess. The total results are, it says over 1,000 here. It says 1844. So the search results actually aren't bad. And let's see if there's actually scrapbook paper here. So yep, so there's one right here that has almost a 5 million BSR. And this is another extension. I'm not sure which one it is. It might be part of the Self-Publishing Titans, which is free. I'm not sure. I know this is free. I'm just not remembering which extension gives me all of all of this information here, but I'm sure if you Google it, like Amazon KDP BSR or something like that, it'll probably come up. So there's another one here. Ice cream cones has about 6 million. This one has 888,000. This one has 5.4 million. So there's definitely people from KDP publishing on here, and they are making sales, but their BSRs are really, really high. And this one down here actually hasn't sold yet. It was just published in February, but it just hasn't sold. So this might not be the best niche to get into just because there isn't really a demand for it. However, if you're just trying to gain experience and kind of learn how to do this niche, then it might be one to get into because people are making sales. They're not making much, like maybe one sale a month or so, or one every other month. I mean, I'm not really sure how all the BSRs work there, but it's definitely not a lot of sales, but it would give you experience into this niche. So it could be a potential one that you could get into if you're just looking to practice or things like that. So the next one is going to be scrapbook paper lightning. and this has a niche score of 66 and 581 results with an average BSR of 43,000. So this is where I'm talking about how you cannot trust the niche score. So our previous niche score of 25 for the ice cream one is probably pretty accurate because there just isn't enough demand for that niche. This one, however, I don't believe the niche score is accurate at all, and I'm going to be showing you why. So yes, the BSR is where we want it to be, and yes, the search results is where we want it to be, but there's 0 independently published on the first page. So that's one part that's not good. And then if I scroll down, none of these, I mean, maybe there's one I haven't found yet, but none of these are actually related to our keyword. Like, this is a scrapbook paper right here, but that is not lightning scrapbook paper. And there's just nothing. It's nothing related to the actual keyword. Like, there's some more scrapbook paper down here, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for scrapbook paper lightning. So although this was a word that people are searching and it has a really high niche score, it's actually not good because there aren't any books that are actually selling for scrapbook paper lightning. So this is where you kind of just have to double check. But what you want to do is you'd want to keep going through the list and looking at all the different possibilities until you find one that is worth getting into. Like, maybe the ice cream one is worth it to you because you're still learning, so it might not be as good and you just want to gain experience. And if you want to be the first one to do a lightning scrapbook paper, then you can go ahead and go for it. But in my opinion, neither of these are worth it if you've been doing KDP for a while, unless you have some spare time and just want to have some fun. So you would want to keep going through until you found a niche that had a low amount of search results, good BSR, like around 200,000 or 100,000 for an average, has independently published on the first page that you can compete with. So this will probably take some time. I normally spend probably an hour or so looking for niches whenever I want to sit down and just really go through and find a bunch of niches to kind of explore. But everybody is different in that respect. So now looking at Publisher Rocket, which is my favorite way to find niches currently, because it just seems so much easier and quicker for me. So what I do is I go to the competition analyzer, which I still haven't had time to watch the course that I bought for this, but so like I might not actually be using this correctly, but this kind of has been what's working for me. So I just type in craft paper pad or scrapbook paper, and we'll start with craft paper pad, and it just shows me the competition, which then gives me niche ideas. So this one, like retro groovy 70s, like I could go ahead and look that up. And it also shows you the average BSR. You could also check it out, so it brings you to the actual page on Amazon, which I think is really cool. So I'll try to find one with like a low BSR. So let's do like this 154,000 is Japan themed scrapbook paper. So then I could potentially go ahead and look that one up, or this one, 167,000 Peacock Grunge. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I'll try to find some that are under 300,000 when I'm looking here, because to me that means they have potential, because this, like, the average BSR is going to change every single day. So it might have a low BSR today and then a high BSR tomorrow, and vice versa. So I kind of just aim for the 300-ish thousand range. This is vintage handwriting scrapbook paper, and I'll keep going through and just go through all of the different books until I find ones that I actually want to make. So this one's Science Pattern, Enchanted Forest. So now I'll go over to scrapbook paper and I'll do the same thing. So there's Romantic Wildflowers, Ethnic African Style, Metallic Dragon, Summer Watermelon, and I'll keep going through until I find ones that I want. And also looking at age is a big deal to me. So this one is only 21 days old, and it's Metallic Dragon Scales scrapbook paper and has a BSR of 325,000. So this one is a potential book that I would probably look more into, just to see if the keyword or the niche score is actually going to be good, because it is new and it does have sales, so that's definitely good. But you never know, like, it might not actually be a great niche, but it could be. And I'll just keep going and going. So this one's Sand Scrapbook Paper Christmas. Tulip. I'm not going to even try to pronounce this dog breed because I know that I will probably mess it up the first try. neutral animal print scrapbook paper, firefighter scrapbook paper, vintage maps. I mean, there's just so many, and I'll just keep going through the list, and at the bottom there's usually like a load more button, and I can just click that and it will show me even more books to look at. So Publisher Rocket has definitely saved me a lot of time with niche research because I don't have to do the actual manual search. Like, I can find a keyword here or a niche that I really like and then look it up. And if it has a book in here that's already making sales, then I just know that there is profit that can be made there. So I really hope this was helpful in that you kind of have new ways now to find your scrapbook paper niches if that's a niche you're looking to get into. But I really appreciate you watching and listening to this whole video, and I hope that you have a great day.